This is the third daily dip on the same subject, but it's not a dip. It's a continuation of the dip I began a little while ago. While the other one's uploading, I'll finish with this, and we will continue with Zedekiah and the Jeremiah the prophet and the fall of Jerusalem and what happened to Jeremiah. This is chapter 39. In the 9th year of Zedekiah king of Judah, in the 10th month, Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon advanced on Jerusalem with his entire army, and they laid siege to it. In the 11th year of Zedekiah, in the 4th month, a breach was made in the city wall. The king of Babylon's officials, all having made their entry, took their seats in the middle gate. Nergal-Sharezer, Samgar-Nebo, Sar-Sechim, a high dignitary of state, Nergal-Sharezer, the chief astrologer, and all the king of Babylon's other officials. On seeing them, Zedekiah king of Judah and all the fighting men fled, leaving the city under cover of dark by way of the king's garden, through the gate between the two walls, and made their way towards the Arabah. But the Chaldean troops pursued them and caught up with Zedekiah in the plains of Jericho. They captured him and took him to Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon at Riblah in the territory of Hamath, where he passed a sentence on him. The king of Babylon had Zedekiah's son slaughtered before his eyes at Riblah. The king of Babylon also had all the leading men of Judah put to death. He then put out Zedekiah's eyes, and loading him with chains, carried him off to Babylon. The Chaldeans burnt down the royal palace and the private houses and demolished the walls of Jerusalem. Nebuchadnezzar-ad-Din, commander of the guard, deported the remainder of the population, left behind in the city the deserters who had gone over to him, and the rest of the artisans to Babylon. But Nebuzaradan, commander of the guard, left some of the poor people behind in the country of Judah, those who had nothing, at the same time giving them vineyards and fields. With regard to Jeremiah, Nebuchadnezzar king of Babylon had given the following orders to Nebuzaradan, commander of the guard: take him, look after him, do him no harm, but treat him as he may ask you. He entrusted this mission to Nebuzaradan, commander of the guard. Nebuzaradan, the high dignitary of state, Nergal-Sharezer, the chief astrologer, and all the king of Babylon's other officials. These dispatched men to take Jeremiah from the court of the guard and turned him over to Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, son of Shaphan, for safe conduct home. So he remained among the people. A prophecy assuring the safety of EBED-MELECH. He was the eunuch, wasn't he? While Jeremiah was confined in the court of the guard, the word of Yahweh came to him as follows: go and say to EBED-MELECH the Cushite, Yahweh God of Israel says this: look, I am about to perform my words about this city for its ruin, and not for its prosperity. That day they will come true before your eyes, but I shall rescue you that day, Yahweh declares, and you will not be handed over to to the hands of the men you fear. Yes, I shall certainly rescue you. You will not fall to the sword. You will escape with your life, because you have put your trust in me, Yahweh declares. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. But if you want to hear chapter 40, you'll have to wait. I may well do it for another time, but I've done enough reading for today. I'm tired now, my eyes need a bit of a rest. Alright, God bless you all, have a good night. You can always read it for yourself, but it's a good story. Of course they're all stories, aren't they? But there's some truth in it.